everybody to know 50 more things about me. 50 more things. Hi! I'm gonna do the 50 tags. Hey, today I'm going to be doing the 50 facts about me tag, because a lot of people have been asking me different questions about myself and all that kind of stuff, so I thought the best way to let people know about me and 50 facts about myself is to do the 50 facts about myself tag. So I'm going to get started because there's 50 things here, so it might take a while. The first fact is I'm 19 years old. The second fact about me is I have a confirmation name, which means it's kind of like a name given by the church, and mine is Anna. The third fact about me is I have Hashimoto syndrome, which is basically an underactive thyroid. The fourth fact about me is I've tried to be a vegetarian about 1,000,000 times and failed every time. The most recent time is 2 years ago, and I decided to be a vegetarian. Now it only lasted 2 weeks, but in those 2 weeks was Christmas, so I missed sausages and bacon, and it was a sad time. My fifth fact is I love rabbits. Like, from when I could write until when I was about 15, on every single Christmas list I had, I wrote a rabbit. One of them literally just said 1 rabbit, 2 rabbit, 3 rabbit. I just really wanted a rabbit, and I've never got one because I've got a cat, and so I think there might be a bit of tension between them if we got a rabbit. 6, I have tried to learn to play so many different instruments. I've tried to play the piano, the recorder, the violin, the viola, it's basically the same instrument but I tried, the guitar, so many different instruments, and I've failed every time because I just don't have the patience for musical instruments. Number 7, one of my biggest passions in life is politics. I love politics because it's one of the only things in the world, I think, that you can try and help everybody. So I've thought loads about helping homeless people, and I really like that idea. Helping people with mental health, I love that idea. Helping people that are less fortunate and that can't afford things like food, all that kind of stuff. I thought, well, the best way to be able to help all those people is by getting into politics. And I think it's really interesting, politics, and I think it's great that so many people have so many different views, but although I'm very open-minded and I will respect other people's views, I'm very opinionated myself, and so if somebody's kind of saying things that I don't like, I will stand up for people that I think deserve to be stood up for. Number 8, my favourite thing is Christmas. I love Christmas. I love the weather at Christmas. I know this sounds pageant girly, but I love buying people presents. I love wrapping them really nicely. I love Christmas trees. I love that I don't get hay fever in winter. I love Christmas morning. I love Christmas Eve. I love everything about Christmas. Number 9, I have a really big phobia of sick, which is called emetophobia. I've had this for a long time, and apparently it's not actually a phobia of sick, and it's more a phobia of more psychological things, but I just hate sick. I hate everything about it, and I don't want to talk about this fact anymore because it's making me feel horrible. Number 10, if I had one power in the whole world, I would want it to be that I could teleport anywhere, because I love being in other places and all that kind of stuff, but I don't like planes and stuff like that, so I would love to be able to just click my fingers and be able to be in Spain on a beach and the sea and pools and all that kind of stuff. Number 11, I have done primary 5 twice, and that's because I moved school in primary school because I was having a bit of a hard time in the first school, so I moved and I had made friends in the primary 5 class, so I decided to just move into that class. Number 12, I don't really like the royal family. I don't like the monarchy. I don't really like what they stand for. I'm sure they're all nice people, but I just don't like that my money and people's money is getting spent on a really rich family when it could be getting spent on better things. Number 13, I am so messy. I am the most untidy person you will ever meet in your life. I'm quite clean, I like to hoover, I like to do all these things, but my room is most of the time really messy with clothes all over the floor. Number 14, I'm a Capricorn. I don't know if I believe in that kind of stuff, but I try to believe in everything because there's no point in crossing things off your list, if you know what I mean. Like, I try to be very open-minded with like spirits and with star signs and all that kind of stuff. Number 15, when I was first born, my mum I think wasn't very well, and so she was rushed off with my dad somewhere else, and I was in the room by myself, and my granny walked in and I was like blue and I wasn't breathing at all, so my granny had to pick me up and run down the corridor and scream for somebody to come and help me because I wasn't breathing at all. Number 16, one of my youngest memories and the most naughty memory I ever have is my dad got a brand new car, and I think somebody else put me up to this. I think somebody said, oh, it's okay to write your name on it. So I got a nail that I found on the ground and I just learned to write my name, and I wrote my name in the front of the car, and my dad was really not happy. Number 17, I once fainted. I was once in the doctor's and we were talking about something, I can't really remember what we were talking about, but I remember it being quite embarrassing, and I was about 8, and I literally, my dad was in the room with me obviously because I was only 8, and apparently my eyes went completely white, my tongue fell out of my mouth, and I like whacked my head off the wall and fell to the ground. And like, I remember having really weird dreams, and I woke up like sweating, like, oh, get me out of here. I did not know what was going on, and it was the most horrible experience ever. Number 18, I really love art, but I'm really bad at it. Number 19, I really hate staying overnight anywhere that's not my own bed and my own bedroom. I sometimes don't mind staying in other bedrooms in my house, but I hate not staying in my house. Number 20, I am a huge activist of constantly showing everybody that you meet love and kindness, and always doing that, even if that person is not very nice or you don't really like that person. Try your best not to judge them because you never know, they could be going through a really hard time. But if you always show people love and kindness, then you're always doing the right thing. Having said that, I always think, don't care what other people think about you, even if, you know, I just don't think you should ever care what people think about you, especially when it comes to doing something you want to do. Like, I've wanted to start YouTube for so long, and I didn't because I was scared, like, oh, what if somebody from my school sees it, or what if somebody from, like, that doesn't like me sees it and then they start making fun of me. I don't care, like, if they want to do that, then they will, and it's probably not going to happen. So try your best to love everybody and be kind to everybody, but not care what they think. Number 21, I love Buddhism. I've got here, this is the Wheel of Samsara from Buddhism. I'm not going to go into too much depth with it because I don't know how many of you'd be interested in that, but I really love Buddhism. And when I was in 4th year or 5th year is when I started discovering what Buddhism was, and that I could be something that wasn't a Catholic, and I just think ever since that moment I've been really, my eyes have been widened to religion. Number 22, I have never broken a bone. Number 23, I have a cat called Macy who I literally love, but when I'm older, if I could choose one animal, I would have a dog, and it would be called Martin or Keith or Alan. Number 24, I have one brother called Luke, and I think when he was born my dad wanted to call him Conrad or something like that. Number 25, I really don't like mints. I hate it. Number 26, I don't have a job, but I would really like to have one. I can't really get a job because I have really bad anxiety and stuff like that, but I would really like to be able to work one day and work with, like, in politics or with homeless people or something like that. Number 26, I had braces for about a year or 2, and then I didn't wear my retainer when I got a retainer, so it was really stupid, and now it's basically back to square one. Number 28, it took me quite a long time to learn how to tell the time. It took me a long time, I just don't know why, I just didn't register in my head. And I remember once in primary 3 or something, the teacher said to me, Emily, go over and tell me the time. And she knew I didn't know how to tell the time in front of the whole class, and I remember being like, 25 million minutes past 7, and she was like, no, sit down, and she was really angry at me, and it made me really sad. Number 29, I'm a feminist, and for me that means that I love everybody equally, and I think women and men should be given an equal chance. It doesn't mean that I hate men, and I really hate when people say that, because nothing to do with that. It just means that women should get the same rights and the same pay and should be treated the same and shouldn't have to be scared of certain things. Also, same with men. Men should be allowed to be whatever they want and not be stereotyped and not be scared to be who they are. Number 30, I used to live next to Number 30, I used to live next to a zoo, and in the morning we could hear the monkeys being fed because they were really loud. Number 31, my mum once met J.K. Rowling at a baptism, and she asked for her autograph for the kids in her class. My mum's a teacher, and she wrote it on a napkin, and then my mum binned it like later on that day or something. Number 32, I think everybody on this planet, no matter what, should love their bodies and love themselves. I think there's a huge difference between loving yourself and thinking you're better than people, and loving yourself just for who you are, and because this is the body you've got and this is the brain you've got, and you should just love yourself for that. And my favourite body part is probably my eyes. Number 33, I have a scar on my arm from a water bottle bursting on me, and from then on I have never had a water bottle again. Number 34, my favourite seasons are autumn and winter, because maybe it's because I was born in winter, but because I just love the colours and I love it being quite cold, and maybe I'm just a bit weird like that. Number 35, I would love to have 3 children one day. I think that's a perfect number of children. And I like the names Florence, Clark and Julian. Number 36, I live in Edinburgh. Number 37, I really want to learn how to write. I know how to write, but I really want to learn how to write creatively and expressively and all that kind of stuff. Number 38, I hate alcohol. I hate the taste of it, and I hate that you could be sick because of it, and I hate that you're really like out of control when you take it. I like being with people when they're drunk. I think it's fun, and I like when my friends get drunk, but I just don't like drinking myself. Number 39, I have never been to a wedding ceremony, and I would so love to go, because I think I would cry the whole way through the service, because I just think that would be so lovely to see 2 people getting married. Number 40, I think. Once when I was in primary school, like, you know how you got books at primary school that you had to go home and read, and then you had reading groups, all that kind of stuff. Once an orange juice spilled in my bag, and it went all over the book and completely ruined it, and I was too scared to tell the teacher, so I took it and put it behind a cupboard in school, and she once found it and she asked the whole class who did it, and I never said anything. Number 41, which is kind of like a weird fact thing, but in my old primary school there was 2 sides of the school. There was the RC side, the Roman Catholic side, which I was on, and the ND side, the non-denominational side, which the other side of the school were. And we called them the other side, and they wore dark grey jumpers and we were light grey jumpers, and it was really sad, I think. I really didn't like that 2 different groups of children were split because of their religion and how they both wore different coloured jumpers, and I just really don't like that idea. Number 42, when I was like primary 6 or 7 or 5 or something, I used to only wear clothes from the boys department, and I don't really know why, and I don't think I knew why then, but that's what I wanted to do. Number 43, my favourite subject at school was RE, and it taught me everything I know about Buddhism and loads of different things about religion and the prison system and science and all these kind of things, and I had the 2 best teachers ever, and they were so lovely, and I really loved that they taught me everything I know about Buddhism, and now that is quite a big part of my life. Number 44, I once gave Prince, I think it was Andrew or something, flowers. I used to do ballet when I was little, and I was chosen out of a hat to give him flowers. I think everyone was kind of like, oh, not Emily, because I was so shy and I knew that I'd be too scared. And I remember giving him it and curtsying and being like, oh, here's the flowers. One of my favourite books that I've read is This Book Will Save Your Life, and I remember choosing it and thinking, oh, this sounds like quite interesting, and then I looked at it more and it had donuts on the front, and I was like, I'm buying it. I don't even like donuts, it just looked really cool, and it's a really good book and you should definitely read it. Number 46, I live 2 minutes away from a beach. Number 47, I'm quite introverted. I don't like roller coasters, I don't like going out to clubs, I don't like all that kind of stuff. I prefer to be in and being cosy. Number 48, I'd say I'm quite an open-minded person, and I love to hear other people's opinions and stuff of things, but as soon as somebody is kind of racist or homophobic or says something I think is really wrong, I will tell them that I think is really wrong. I'm not going to tell them to not have that opinion, but I will really struggle to kind of stay angry. Number 49, this is the 5th house that I've lived in. I've lived in loads of different houses across Edinburgh. Number 50, I really want to learn how to skateboard. I know how to ride a bike and scooter and all that kind of stuff, and I think it's all okay, but I really want to know how to skateboard and do tricks and all that kind of stuff, but I don't think I'm very good at it. Thanks for watching my first video that's not a vlog. I hope you enjoyed watching it, and thank you to everybody that's subscribed and liked my videos and stuff. It really is like really sweet, and I hope you enjoyed learning 50 facts about me and they weren't too boring, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye!